I want to welcome you back to Black Site. And tonight we're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi, who came back from San Francisco to Washington to throw a monkey wrench into the stimulus bill. Nancy Pelosi basically came back with a wish list, asking the Republicans to insert the Green Deal into the stimulus bill. Does that have anything to do about the corona emergency? Do you think the Green Deal is going to put food on anybody's table? Do you think having a retirement plan for community newspapers are going to put food on somebody's table during this pandemic? Do you think bailing out the post office is going to put food on somebody's table? Do you think union collective bargaining is going to put food on somebody's table during this pandemic? All these things is a wish list that they threw into the stimulus bill knowing that the Republicans would reject it. She had a 1,400-page bill already basically in the bottom of the shelf in the DNC headquarters ready to bring out. I truly believe that they were ready and planned tanking this bill from the beginning. She comes out with a bill that's basically a wish list for all Democrat donors. That has nothing to do with the coronavirus pandemic. Then you had Uncle Ben, James Clyburn, walking around talking about we have to take advantage of this situation. What advantage is you taking of when average people in America, the working class, are suffering? So basically, when Nancy Pelosi said, let them eat cake until we get what we want from our donors. Some of the things on this wish list, talking about diversity and things like that, need to be discussed in upcoming bills in Congress, not in the coronavirus pandemic. You don't discuss that. When you have an emergency declaration for a tornado or a hurricane or earthquake, you don't put in things that have to do with climate change. You don't put in things that have to do with collective bargaining. You don't put things that have to do with the post office. You put in things that can actually help people right away. But the Democrat Party once again have failed, and they have did it to the working class people of America. Nancy Pelosi does not want to pass a bill. You telling me that she actually wants to pass a bill, a 1,400-page bill that would take months to pass after you have to go in and come to an agreement with some Republicans on this huge bill that you know no one in America is going to pass in the Senate, because they were already working on the bill. They were happy working on the bill until you came back and you destroyed the carbon footprint on your way back from San Francisco. Did you ever think about that, Nancy? No, she doesn't think about that, because all she thinks about is her donor. She even has something in there about harvesting votes, early voting. Shouldn't you do that sometime later in Congress? But you don't care about the average American. All you care about is what you want to pass. This is the most selfish bill that I have ever seen a politician put forward in the middle of one of the worst crises in American history. This is how she feels about the average American. That she's willing to let you eat cake until she gets what she wants. Not what the American people want, but what she wants. This is a woman who had marched around for the past 4 years promising everybody she would impeach Trump. Here she go again. And she did it, and that he would be removed from the office. But here she go again with some foolishness. This should not be tolerated by the American people. That you want to come in and destroy what these Senate Democrats and Republicans was working for the past 3 or 4 days. Who told her to do this? Did the DNC tell her to do it? Did the Biden campaign tell her to do it? Did the Sanders? Who told her to do this? Because this is truly unethical and wrong. So how long is the people supposed to wait for their checks until you say they can have them? You gonna eat good? You gonna sleep good? You a multi-millionaire. You worth over $100 million. We talking about people who probably got $30 or $40 in their bank account. So you gonna hold up their money. You gonna make sure they don't have enough money to pay their rent. Not pay their bills, but you gonna have enough money to pay yours until you get your new Green Deal in the stimulus bill. Man, this is politics at its worst. And this is why people don't like politicians. Because you never can do the right thing at the right time. And it's a right time for everything. This is an emergency. This is not some secondary bill in Congress in the middle of July. This is something that every American needs, especially people under 75,000, family of 4 under 100,000, and up to 150,000. They need that money. You may not think they need it, but they need it. But you want them to eat cake until you get your fantasy bill passed. This is outrageous. And you talking about somebody who needs to be impeached? She needs to be impeached. This is how I feel about this bill. All this other stuff, you could try and pass another bill, a 4th bill if you want to. But this bill is so important right now, and the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take to get to the American people. A lot of them are going to be complaining next week after their last check pass. But you can care less. You ain't nothing but the modern Marie Antoinette. I'm angry about this one. And the Democrat, I'm done with them. I'm done with the Democrat Party. This is complete foolishness right here. And this cannot be supported by the American people. That she's actually doing something for the worker. The Green Deal has nothing to do with the American worker right now. The post office has nothing to do with the American worker right now. Community newspapers have nothing to do with the American worker. Union collective bargaining has nothing to do with the American worker right now, who don't have funds to pay their basic bills and have money for living expenses. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.